People, listen. Ren here, metal vocalist. I'm gonna tell you about the best teacher I've ever had. But first, we're gonna go talk to a man about the gums in my mouth. It's so sad that this place is closed. This place is the fucking best. God, I love that fucking place. God, it was the best. I'm very aware of my body. I do a lot of things to support my growth as a singer. I hydrate. I eat certain things at certain times. I avoid certain things at certain times. I journal about what things feel like. I have a voice journal I do every single time I sing, and I write down how it feels. I also avoid chips and hard things in my mouth because they can mess up my gums, which is why I thought about this one, because I'm going to the man about my gums in a minute. But all these small things, while they're very important to support growth, they don't catapult growth. The teacher that has really catapulted growth for me has been steaks. People, this man poked around in my gums a little bit. I don't even need anything. He took 5 minutes in there and I had to pay him $75 for him to poke around my gum. Told me I don't need anything. Yet everybody at the place kept telling me, you got a lot of gum reception. People, look, also I'm missing a tooth. It's back there. It don't matter, nobody ever even know. He kept telling me that since I'm a rock and roller, that I don't even need the tooth. That's what he said to me. I was like, do I need to get a tooth added on? Do I need to do an addition tooth kind of situation here? Will this cause me issue in my life? He said, no, you don't need it. You're a rock and roller. Why would you need it? And I said, maybe. I thought that car was about to hit me. Okay, look, back to steaks. People, before steaks, I was in my room, I was working on covers. I was working on remote projects. I was working on things in a vacuum. And that's really difficult because there's no real life consequences along with things. And art has to be made with consequences. The absolute worst thing in the world is when someone says, hey, do whatever you want to do. Have fun with it. Explore. Do whatever you want. Think about this. Think about if you're a chef and you're cooking a meal for people, and then the big group of 20 people says, we all eat anything. We like it all. That's really hard. Whereas if you're chef and people say, if you're cooking for someone, they say, hey, I'm really into earthy flavors right now and I love mushrooms. That's awesome because it gives you a place to start. It gives you a launching off point. Constraints are so critical in art making. And once I had constraints and real stakes, I grew as a vocalist exponentially. The stake that I had was going to sing with a band. Once I got back from singing with a band for the first time live and getting out of my closet, where I was in a little insular vacuum, and I went with the band, I literally woke up and grew, I don't know the figure here, but quite a large amount. Kind of the amount of time that that man in my gums wasted today poking around. I grew so much. I had no stamina. I could literally barely get through an entire song. And then after I played with the band live, just in the practice room, I woke up and I could just do a full 10-minute set. And then it turned into 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And it's because you're forced to figure it out. Because the biggest motivator in the world is looking silly in front of people. And I love rising to the occasion. People, listen, in conclusion, small things like watching out for each chip so it doesn't hurt your gums help support your big growth, but it's not the big growth. The big growth, you need stakes, you need consequence, you need deadlines. So if you want to grow, look for that teacher, baby. Look for stakes. Also, not related, but kind of related, if a man says that they need to poke around your mouth and look at gum to see the amount of recession and if you need to have new gums put in. Don't do it. You don't need to do it because then they charge you $75. They talk about deductible. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means the $75 goes towards my next 2 cleanings. It's deductible. They can do anything in there. I don't know. The man told me I don't need a tooth because I'm a rock and roller. He said, "What does the band sound like?" I said, "Like Metallica, but heavier." I don't know how to tell you what the band sounds like. You said your favorite band's Guns N' Roses. People, listen, steaks are the best teacher you can have. May the Lord be with you and also with you type situation, if you know what I mean.